Luke, congratulations. You're on a terrific run of form at home. Have you had this kind of run in your career before?
Probably back in my crew days, if I'm being honest. Yeah, confidence is obviously always key for strikers, but listen, the lads are creating chances. I think we go back to when probably Mullen started. Gaffer said that as a team we were creating more chances, and I felt that was the case. Before that, I used to finish games thinking I had maybe one chance, but now I'm getting 2 or 3 games, so I'm just glad that I'm chipping in with a few goals for the team.
13 goals for the season. Does that exceed what your target was when you joined?
Yeah, probably as I first signed, but I knew maybe dropping down it'd be beneficial to me, and I'll probably prolong my career, and I knew I'd start enjoying it once I got the games. And my first aim was obviously to play as much football as I could, and I'm delighted with the return of that, to be honest. So.
What's been the best thing about being at Cheltenham Town?
There's a lot of things, to be honest. I've been in a lot of dressing rooms for my career, but if I'm being honest, the bunch and the group of lads we've got is fantastic, must admit. It makes me still want to come and train every day, and long may it continue, because like I say, it's been an enjoyable season, and if anything, it's given me the love back for the game, and I've really enjoyed every minute of being here. So.
You'll often talk to footballers and they'll say the dressing room spirit is fantastic, but you've been in football a long time. You're making a point that this is something special. What is it about it that makes it special?
I think back to it's easy to say it's a good group when things are going well, but when I first came we were losing games still, the first 6 or 7 games was it, but we always picked the good bits out of those defeats, and we could see something was coming. Obviously the formation helped us to start with, but there was never any malice about people being left out. People are coming back into the team. You've seen Tyrone's performance today, it was fantastic, and we've had that last sort of 2-3 months, lads coming in and making massive impacts. So the competition's been there, and listen, we're all rooting for each other. I must admit, even the lads coming off the bench and lads that don't play, I've always made myself go around and make sure they feel part of it, because I've been in that position. It's not easy, so you have to keep going day in day out if you're playing, if you're on the bench, if you're not in the 18. So it's important, but I feel like we're all rallying around each other, so it's brilliant.
You played at a very high level of professional football. What's the differences playing at League 2?
Obviously there's a little bit less quality, I suppose, at times, but if you do the right things, we've got a list of demands we have on each other, and I think if you meet those in this league, then we're going to win games. And quite often when we go back in on Monday and go through the actual game and debrief the game, we've ticked a lot of those off, so it's a bit more physical of course, but I think we did both sides of it today, the physical side of it, and we've shown our quality in the end. So it just shows that, because we're disappointed in that we didn't get a clean sheet, so it shows how far we've come. And there was a few people kicking themselves in there, even the forwards. We want to keep clean sheets as forwards as well, so yeah, we'll have a look at that on Monday.
The manager has come out again and said good things about you. First time manager, difficult job. What do you think Michael Duff has done really well in his time here?
Well, I go back to that, when he first came in, we lost quite a few games to start with, but there was no panic. For him to find that formation, obviously the checker trade games really helped us, but he stuck with it, and we found a great sort of team spirit, and he's put that in place. He gave a lot of discipline to quite a few of us, a leadership group, shall we say. I've been with managers that sort of like to rule all of that, but the gaffer's put quite a lot on us as well, and we've demanded a lot from each other. But listen, he's done brilliant. He must have made his first job. I think his return's been fantastic, and I'm sure he's looking forward to next year as much as the players.
And next season, you're going to be here?
Well, I'd love to be given the chance. Not talked about it yet. I'm just a bit of a cliche, but I'm enjoying every game at the minute, and we'll see where we are. I think it was important to make sure that we stay in this league first and foremost, but we're looking up the table now, and we're just trying to enjoy this football. And there's a lot of lads out of contract, but we're still playing for each other and demanding still. It's important. You get to this stage of the season, a few lads can clock off, but it's not the case in that dressing room, I tell you.
But if you were offered a new contract here, you'd want to stay?
Yeah, of course. Like I've said, the lads are asking me a lot. I like to think I've had a little bit off the pitch as well, so it's important that to feel wanted, and like I say, that bit of discipline and responsibility that's been put on me, I've really bought into the role, and if that could continue, then I'd be delighted. So we'll see where we're at in the next few weeks.
You talked about the fact there are a number of players out of contract, which is a factor of low league football. How difficult is it to be a player coming towards the end of the season and not knowing where you might be playing next season?
I think I've not been in that situation a lot of times. It should, if anything, make you hungry, to finish the season well. You never know who might be watching. Obviously, you're trying to get a contract at the club you're at for first and foremost, but listen, the demands you should put on yourself as a footballer day in, day out, you never know who's watching. I think it's important for you to sort of do your stuff week in, week out, and come the end of the season, if you've done well enough, you get a contract wherever it may be. So for me, I'm just enjoying what for me has been a very enjoyable season, so keep going from there.
We talked about your fitness levels. What is it that's enabled you to play at this high level, if you don't mind me saying, as you've got older?
I must admit, I think last 3 or 4 years probably not played as much football as I'd have liked, which might help me and stand me in good stead going forward, So if I'd have played week in, week out the last 4 or 5 years, might have took a bit more of its toll, but I feel fresh. I think people keep mentioning my age, which I haven't got a problem with, It's but you can ask the gaff. I haven't missed many training sessions. I haven't missed any games. So it's important. People say that am I getting managed? People say am I getting managed, but I'm not really. I like to be out there training and playing most of the games. So there we go.
Luke, thanks very much.
All right, no problem.